Hey guys, it's us here at MADMAN, and today we're going to be hosting the MADMAN Podcast. And I'm joined by her, and him.
Hello.
I think him is a good name.
I like it. It's going on.
Yeah, it's going on, man.
For sure.
I might change it on my driver's license.
And
Right.
her?
Well,
I
her.
mean, come on.
I mean, that's top quality.
Yes.
Right now.
And her? Is that what do we is
Can you?
it like
Is
is
it
it like
on the license? It's like and her.
her and her? Okay.
Yeah. I like
So
that.
mine is her and then and her.
And her.
Or is my name her and?
Oh, her and. That's an easy.
I don't know. I like it either way.
Either way.
Yeah. All right. So, we got a lot of meaty, juicy topics to get into. So, all right, let's commence. So, Splatoon 3 had a digital direct this past week, and there's so much information. We just have to get into it, everyone. All right. So, there were new weapons, new modes, a whole bunch of content that made this game undeniably worth picking up for me. Okay, what do you guys think?
Well, Splatoon 3.
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it, right?
I don't know what's different. I don't know what's exciting. I don't know if there's anything that's making you guys more excited for this one than you guys were for Splatoon
1 or 2.
Well, 1 is the OG.
The OG. Yeah, you kind of pick that up to try it out and say, oh my gosh, this is a new branch of Nintendo.
Yeah,
it's
like,
a
what is
shooting
this gonna be
game,
about? And it was
but
really
with
good.
paint. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And it's still a shooting game, but the paint keeps it kind of kiddie, and the characters are so unique and so cute. They're freaking adorable. So,
Did they mention anything? Because I know the big difference between 1 and 2 was that 2 gave you like that story mode, right? Like where that single player.
No. The big one was Salmon Run. The first one did have a story mode, but it was just different. But the Salmon Run was a brand new feature that no other Splatoon had. Even though it was just one.
But part 2 had a more defined single player experience, right? If I'm not
yes,
mistaken.
it was a little more in depth.
It was like a bigger deal from what I remember.
Because the first Splatoon was much more about like, okay, play online and let's go. It was about the paint. Maybe it had a little side intro and stuff like that, but the second one was a little more consumed when it came to the actual storyline.
Did they mention the single?
Yes, they
player?
did.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they have these festivals or something like that. It looks
Splatfest?
Yes, it looks so cool. So when night comes, there's like this festivities, and they're on like this float. I would say.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
A whole bunch of
Party
crazy stuff
thing.
going on.
Yeah, that looked pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And what's cool that they gave us a look at the new hosts of the Squid Show, Squid Podcast. I don't know what it's called. Every time you open the game, they have a little news break talking about what's hot right now. They're a trio this time, not a duo.
Yes.
It's called Deep Cut, and Shiver Fire, and it's a Stingray.
Yes.
Yeah, so they look pretty cool. I think that they stack up to the other ones quite well. Splatoon 2 might still have my favorite hosts, Pearl and Marie.
Oh, they were
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like the
So,
first
yeah, I think that's pretty solid.
You like the
I think that's pretty
OGs?
solid.
Yeah.
So these are all different.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
The
so
first
they
two,
did have different hosts. Splatoon 1 had the
Callie and
Splatoon
Marie.
had Callie and Marie, and then Splatoon 2 had
Pearl and just
Awesome.
Marie.
and Marie was it?
Maria, maybe.
And
One
then
of them has a
now,
super similar name.
and now they have three new hosts.
Are they all girls?
They're all ladies.
Yes.
There's still yet to be a male host. Maybe Splatoon 4, but, you know.
So there's 3 people now. So every time.
Well, there's 2 people, and then one is like a squid.
Oh, it's a Stingray.
It's a
mean,
stingray.
this-
Oh,
Yes.
she's
The Stingray's a dude. I
You know
guess.
what it's like? You remember the 3-pack of the Amiibos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so the
little
middle,
squid in the
yes,
middle, so
but
he
it's
looks like that?
no, they made it different.
But huge,
yeah,
it's a
like
stingray.
it's like an actual stingray.
Yeah.
Like the middle one was a squid.
Oh.
Yeah, you ever
That's
see?
dope.
Now it's like a stingray.
Yeah, you ever see Finding Nemo, the giant stingray? That's
Yeah,
case
yeah.
on it. Yeah, that's basically what you're looking
That's
at right
pretty
there.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all right. So they did mention the single player.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it doesn't sound like they're doing anything crazy with it as far as like making him like more story driven or anything like that. They're just still focusing it on
Yeah, and then there was this like side game introduced, like a side mini game. It's like you go to this dojo and there's like this almost like Tetris like ink war thing.
Yes, it was. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
And it was with like cards or something.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
get a bunch of. There's a whole bunch of cards you collect, 150 or something like that, and you place them on like the almost little Tetris grid thing, and you have to. It's like a puzzle game, but you're trying to fill out the most.
Yeah, see, I heard somebody talking about that, and they were concerned that they were gonna try to start selling.
Oh my god, NFTs! Oh no.
Yes, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna sell like the Pokemon cards or the Animal Crossing cards, and that's actually kind of. I thought that was kind of cool to be able to collect Splatoon cards.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know how different they're gonna look. I mean, how. I don't know how many characters they have. To fill out that many cards.
That is true, but that's kind of cool because then it shouldn't be a immense amount of cards. But for maybe the next Splatoon, it will inspire them, or even for this one when they do an update to release new characters and get even more creative than they already do. And speaking from the Animal Crossing cards experience, which I've collected, love them, but they're really good with it. I love the cards. They come with so much info. They have like the birthday and like a little bit of their personality.
The rock, paper, scissors thingy?
On the top, the little symbol.
Yeah,
right?
you could use them for a card game if you really were that kind of person who really wanted to, or were really bored.
I am not against them releasing the actual cards and being something you can collect and have from like Splatoon. Essentially becoming something that later on could be like the Pokemon cards, right? And people are looking for them.
Yeah, I don't know. If there's like a set 10, maybe 20, fine. But I don't know. I feel like when you get past 100 or like they're blind packs, you can't just go out and buy one, I think, for me. So honestly, not the biggest fan of that kind of thing. But if you are, that's great. And I think that's really good.
I think Animal Crossing has had so many from it being a game that's been released so many times, right? They've made how many? My experience with Animal Crossing was just from Animal Crossing New Horizons. But from my understanding, there's been 5 games or...
No, wait, let me count. I'm counting in my head.
And then on top of it, there are a lot of characters that come in. Like you mentioned before, Splatoon doesn't have that many excessive characters. So I understand what you're saying when it becomes something ridiculous where it's like the Pokemon cards or the Amiibo Animal Crossing cards. It's like excessive.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there were 5 Animal Crossings here. There was 6 in Japan because they lucky duckies got an N64 release. But all
right, so single players is cool. We got the card game, which is a side mode, which is dope. Now,
Splatfest.
The graphics.
Oh, graphics?
I want to know if I look at that game, is it just the same? Like, does it just look slightly better, or did they tweak the art style at all, or did they do anything? Because the first screen that when they first announced it, they had that little intro, that little video that they showed her, and then she was sitting down.
I remember
the graphics looked way better. Like the lighting looked really good. That's what made me wonder if they were going to do a single player focus, because they had the one character sitting there. I thought something was going to come from it. But graphically, do you feel like anything, like it looks drastically better or just kind of the same?
Now, I know that her has played the life out of Splatoon 2, 1 and 2, or just 2?
Both, I think.
Both? And I know how much you love that game. So, what do you think?
I don't think the graphics are that much better. It's meh, kinda
similar.
Yeah.
See, that's my thing. I feel like we're at the third one, right? So the first one came out on Switch or Wii U?
The Wii U.
The Wii U, right? So the first one came out on Wii U, right? And then the next one came out on the Switch. Yes?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So
no. It's just Splatoon.
So this is the second Switch version.
So this will be the second Switch version. And I feel like when you go from, like when they released the first game on a system, and then they make the part 2 or the part 3 or the sequel to that game, and it's on the same system, there should be like there should be a drastic difference. Because if it's not, then why not just make it like DLC for the part 2?
Yeah, I get it. But here's the thing about the question. So I do agree with the graphic upgrade. Like, the second one was almost built off of first one's engine, or it basically what it was, it built on upon that. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, but if you compare the two, not much difference other than the Switch is obviously a bit more powerful than a Wii U. But so, it's gonna look a bit better.
Yeah.
But with Splatoon 3, yes, it definitely looks better, but here's the key reason. Splatoon 2, the stages look very similar to the Wii U's. Obviously, they were building off of the stages from the Wii U version.
Yes.
But the third one, majority are very different. There's the wasteland, and they use different environments, and they showed off a lot more of the texture, the detail. I think the characters aren't insanely different, but you're not seeing pupils or anything. But with the environments, you can see the sand. It's definitely much more detailed.
Playing, you're gonna feel more. It's almost like the Salmon Run situation where it's like a little island or whatever, so it feels more like a more intricately made.
Yeah, you can see the floor. There's more detail in it. You look down, oh, sure, it looks like more like real floor.
Like and there's actual texture.
The walls, it's much more detailed.
Did you notice that when you were looking?
I thought it looked beautiful.
Yeah.
I was because my big thing with Splatoon is the fact that you can't enjoy it together. It's not like playing Mario Kart or playing Super Smash that you sit there and you put it on multiplayer and everybody's having fun, right? Yep. It's kind of like a solo game essentially, but that is multiplayer.
Yeah, online.
So online you have to play with other people, or everyone has to have their own Switch and their own game, and then you jump into it together and play together. So that was one of my dislikes of this game. And they're doing the same thing, but it looks so
they're
fun
not even
and
doing
beautiful.
A co-op mode or anything? They're not at least doing one split screen
I
version?
do think the game looks great. I do love the new weapons. It looks exciting, and the only thing is that you have to be willing to buy a bunch of Switches and a bunch of versions of the game, multiple copies of the game, if you want to enjoy it with a group that you're with.
I feel like it just makes no sense. Why can't they just it seems so simple to me. Make one split screen mode, and you just play against bots.
Yes, and even if they only want to make it 2 players, and then it's 4, even 8 people, then just take turns, but don't make it so that every single person needs to have their own Switch and their own game in order for it to be played and enjoyed together. Yeah. With that said, I do want the game. And I want to enjoy it with you guys, so...
Now, I remember the Wii U version, the original Splatoon, sort of did that. There was a trading mode where you could shoot targets and you could have a second player in there.
That is true.
Yeah, but Nintendo was like, hey guys, let's sort of do split screen multiplayer. And they're like, okay, let's do it.
It wasn't as thrilling because you can't play competitive almost. You can't go and play the way that you were playing when you were playing online, and it felt like a cap out of the real version of the game.
I think that's kind of probably for the better. Right? I mean, Nintendo loves doing stupid stuff. So
but Nintendo normally is all about the
consumer
family aspect.
Yes,
playing together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they love feeding their family friendly games. Bayonetta. So
But, technically that's not really their game. They're just keep making exclusive.
Anything that's made by Nintendo is kind of here, guys, enjoy it together as a group and have fun. All the Mario games are that.
Except for Zelda and stuff.
Oh, Zelda.
But that's a single player story, right?
Yes.
So that makes sense. This is literally can you imagine split screen? Even if they just did 2-player split screen. And you just even if they do a 1-on-1. Where it's just 1v1 and you're just painting, and that would be so fun.
And then you can add computer copies to your team, and then just come into it.
There's so much that they can do, but I think that's you know what they're doing.
Switch Online
They're doing
memberships.
this like Apple.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where they don't give you everything you want. They make the small increment detail. What they'll do is for Splatoon 4 on the new Switch. That's when they'll do it, because they'll say, "Oh, it's powerful enough now to do it twice."
Listen, it's smart business, okay? It's not what they're known to do. Not that they're not they're not known to do smart business, but in the world we live in, that is the best way to make the most money, right? So is it smart for them? Yes. Does it suck for us? Yes. That's just the reality of it. Now, that's why I'm saying, just give us a little, meet us halfway, make it 2 players, and then you can still jump in with the other group of people.
I don't know. I mean, they haven't been doing too bad this generation. I mean, Nintendo's known for having pretty garbage online. Like, they just can't do it. Like, the Wii, the internet was a mess. Only, like, Mario Kart Wii or something that did incompetently. And, you know, the Wii U, well, it was better. You still have to do the friend request thing where you have to find codes. It's a little silly. It's what you kind of have to do that still, but there's easier methods. And, you know, now the internet actually works. If you play Smash on it, it works pretty well.
Well, can't they do it, or is it just that their style of the way that they make things and the functions best without? I mean, they can do anything.
Yeah, I don't know. Nintendo just does what they want. Xbox and PlayStation sells as $500 consoles. Nintendo sells as cardboard. You know, it's literally like they just do whatever they want. Literally.
They're their own lane, and I mean, we love them for it. Yeah. I'm Team Nintendo.
I think with Nintendo, it's that I think their quality.
I feel like it brings families together.
I agree. Their quality is unmatched. I think that Nintendo, because they're weaker, like the weaker console by far, but Xbox and PlayStation gets all the third parties, all the Call of Duty, GTA and stuff. Nintendo, they're not strong enough. They might get the occasional Witcher here, but you know, for the most part, they don't get much. So they more than anyone have to rely on the games that they make. Like Breath of the Wild, that might be the best game I play because it's so beautiful, the world. It's so hard to not explore it. Someone who in an open world game just wants to get it from point A to point B, I can't help but to explore how beautiful the environment is. I can't help but see what's going on around me. I went to a village, I stayed there for 5 days in game, and I'm just like, all right, I'm back.
See,
that was the first one I beat. I've never beat a Zelda before that one, so
I have to try that game.
It made me want to go back.
I am that person that wants to look for everything when I'm playing the game.
Oh, if you're looking for everything, that might be a long game for you.
All right, so before we wrap up the Splatoon topic, do you have anything to add? Anybody else have anything to add?
Well, back to the online thingy, they are technically making it easier to find your friends, because when you want to play a game and you're waiting in a lobby, you can train, or they do show holograms of your friends that are
yes!
either in battle or have a group set up that you could join.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I completely forgot about that,
awesome.
but that's a huge quality of life improvement.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Also, a little stinker, but no voice chat yet for in-game. I mean, you can't talk to people through the game, which is kind of trash. I mean, if you're playing with some people, you might want to talk to people. You have to probably use a smartphone app, and then put it on the side and then talk. I don't know.
You be around them?
Well, no. I mean, no. You play online.
If you're playing with a friend, it could be...
Listen, I agree with part of it, because it's the nicest way to keep it nice. If you can't... There's a lot of social media. Exactly.
Toxic communities.
Exactly. There's a lot of toxic...
And if it's voice, you don't have it written.
Also, when people, it's essentially exposing, Nintendo is very kid friendly, right? And it's exposing you to the Twitter and the Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and all this stuff out there that maybe you don't want your child exposed to, because you can't control who's playing, right? So if you have a grown person and you have your kid playing, or and they're playing together and somebody starts speaking more adult or says something inappropriate, then your kid is exposed to that. I believe that it's best to keep it offline with the communications.
In theory, it's kind of ridiculous, but when you really think about it, it does make sense, because they can't control what people talk about online. And before, it might have been a bigger issue, but I feel like now, with Discord, what people do when they're friends and they're playing this game, they all just hop on Discord and they talk together, without having to use the app or whatever. I mean, it sucks for the people who don't have that option. It'll be they should just allow you to turn it off. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Say, I don't want to hear any voice chat. But if you're grown and you want to talk to your people, or if you are playing with a team of just your friends, right? So you're going to hear the people on your team, then you turn it on.
But also, if you are jumping in and you're playing with people that you don't know, and you have someone who's just learning. Some people get very competitive and they start saying nasty things like, why are you in our team? You can't carry the weight, or you can't. That's aggressive bullying, and it shouldn't be a part of it.
But you know what I'm just thinking about now? How it's so ridiculous. We're only thinking about it because of how Nintendo does it. But if you go on Xbox, I can make a party with just you 4 or you 3, and it's just the 4 of us in the party. We can't hear anything that's happening in the game as far as the people talking. You just hear yourselves. So they should just do that. You know,
they should just do parties. That would make sense.
And then you all get on the same party, and you can't hear anybody.
They could. That makes a lot of sense.
Like, even if they want to turn off the in-game chat, and the only way you can talk is if you make a party and hop in with each other.
That might be the best solution.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it out of the game and put it just above, like, surface, like a layer on top of it.
Yes. Now, that can come with its own situation, and then they have to go back, tweak it, fix it. And I guess in their minds, it's kind of like, okay, let's not even bother with that, because that could be a very complex situation.
Well, but everybody else has it. So if they do that, they should be able to get to that point where if they shut it off and they say there's no in-game chat, but, like, no in-game voice, but if you have friends and you hop in and you make a party, you guys can communicate with each other. And what would be dope about that is that will just continue cross game. So if you hop in the game, hop out the game, you're still in party chat. So you could be playing a different game and I'm in a different game and we're just playing single player games, but we're still being able to talk. Like, they just need to create a level that's above the normal game.
I see what you're saying, and I agree that that's a possibility, an option. Do I mind that they don't do that? Not at all. It doesn't really.
Well, because more for us, we normally just play.
That's what I'm saying. I see the allure of it all, and if it's something that you're missing, then yes. For me, myself, it's kind of like, oh, okay, I don't really, it's not necessary. Now, the other thing I wanted to bring up when it comes to Splatoon is the new mode, I would say. I think that you can play now in 3 teams. So there's 2 teams at the end. Each end, it was normally 1 team on each end, right?
Yep.
But now there's one that's coming from the middle. The one in the middle gets 4 players. The 2 at the end play with 2 players because, obviously the middle, by the time the 2 at the end get to the middle will just get eaten up. So you have extra players to go and clean out the sides, and we'll see how that plays out. But that looks so much fun to me that it's a way to spice it up and still have the same basis.
They should have just made it a triangle.
Who knows what's to come?
Yeah, I mean,
they could have, but this is the beginning. I think that they played it really smart because they could have just had 2 players on each team, and then be like, oh shoot, we didn't think of this, but that was good.
Yeah, I don't know. Splatoon 3 is packed. This is no Mario sports game. They're really giving you something.
Yes, they are, and it seems like it's up front. So we'll see what else is to come. Yeah. The Amiibos are also releasing these holidays.
Oh, shoot,
holidays. The
Amiibos. I forgot about that.
Yes, they are making 3.
Yeah, singles, and then it's going to be a triple pack.
Yes, so they're making the triple pack, and then they're selling them individually as well.
Nice.
So they look very cool. I must say the new weapons. One of them has the new weapon and has it up front. So the kind of like the big thing about the amiibo is the details of the weapon, and it's right in front of the character. So they make the character like the back canvas of it, and it looks so good. It looks really good. I'm really excited for the amiibos. I think they got nice and creative with it, posing wise. Are you excited? Are you guys excited for the amiibos? What do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, they're very nice looking. They're pretty cool. I don't know. Every Splatoon release, they get nicer. Splatoon 1,
that is correct.
It did the job. Splatoon 2, definitely an improvement. They look really cool. Splatoon 3, they might end up becoming a definitive amiibo series for the Splatoon line.
Yeah, their amiibos look very nice. I don't know why they didn't make one, because we have a squid amiibo. Why didn't they make one of that, like, octopus thingy?
You mean the stingray?
No, there's, like, in this game, you can
Octolings.
be a squid or, the octolings.
I'm pretty sure one of them's an octoling. Or
Oh, were they bigger?
They're basically,
No,
they
the
got like
hairs
giant
are
hair,
different,
like an
yeah.
octopus tentacle. Just like a giant thing.
Yeah, the hair is different. And they like morph into kind of like different squids.
Okay.
Like more of an octopus. With
So not like the
suction cups.
not like the triangle head.
Yeah, it's a circle head.
Okay.
Yes, because the other one kind of came off the paint and
Yeah.
lifted. Remember,
Yeah,
there was a green and a pink one, and it was like lifting up off the paint, and it turned into, you see the shape of the squid, but with the paint splash in there
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So-
it kind of turned into tiny Squidward for like a split second. And go back.
Just without the big nose.
So it's just those two. They don't have that stingray is just for the host, right?
Yes.
That's not like a.
Now, I'm sure they're going to eventually release the host as amiibos as well, which
Yeah.
I'm not mad about. I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope they do. That's going to be pretty awesome. And this game can be pre-ordered now. It comes out on September 9th. It's a Friday. Woo! For the weekend.
Oh, yes.
If you pre-ordered it, if you pre-order the game at Amazon or Target, just get the game. If you pre-order on Walmart.com,
Yes.
the game is $59.99. If you go to Walmart, you get a plushie, a squid plush with it. They have neon pink, neon green, the blue, and the neon purple. Correct.
Yes.
And if you pre-order at Best Buy, it comes with this super cool keychain. Again, the character holding that really cool weapon up front, it looks really nice. If you pre-order at GameStop, you get a sheet of stickers.
Oh yeah, sticker sheet. Keep in
Yes.
mind that at the time of recording, I think the neon green is sold out because
Yes,
that's high in demand.
at Amazon. Yeah, which it's funny because I'm sorry, at Walmart. It's funny because I was like, okay, so obviously the neon pink is pretty awesome. The purple's really cool. I'm gonna go with the blue next, and I think my least favorite is the green, the neon green.
Because it's
And that's the
neon.
one. It's like sold out.
Everybody's
You like the green?
Yeah, because it's more neon-y. than the
It
others.
does match up well with like the neon yellows in the cover. The cover's beautiful. I just love that whole paint slide look on
for sure.
on the picture. So it did go well, and there's a lot of like deep blue in there too. But I mean, who can pass up a neon pink, huh?
Yeah, I get
Right?
that.
Nice.
All right. So before we get into this official second topic, there's just a little mini thing I want to say that kind of thought was kind of neat, but it's not enough information for like a whole topic in discussion. But the Wii Shop channel is back. I mean, it shut down for a while due
Yes.
to maintenance, but people just, after it was like a month or a while, and people just thought it was dead. But it came back. You can't buy stuff still. That was 2019 it shut down. But you can now go back.
That was a long maintenance, by the
That's
way.
it.
2019, that's when it shut down.
Yeah,
now it's
I'm
back.
sorry, it's not back up like to buy stuff. There's like, if you bought things already before it shut down, you could still go into the thing and be like, would you like to re-download this title or something like that. So yeah, all right, all those memories are.
I do believe that once you digitally buy something, you should have access to it always.
Yes.
And it's kind of like, okay, well, you're done. We're taking away what you bought. Your money has expired. Bye-bye.
Yeah, it's a little sad because there's a lot of Wii original like WiiWare games that will never be recreated, or unless they're ported, will never come back. They're lost to time. That just shows you how important physical media is.
You know, that is a whole other topic, but I agree with you 1,000%. I am a physical buyer. Get your movies physical, get your games physical. I understand that, and I get so annoyed when I have to grab a game or a movie and commit and put the game in, and then if I feel like, oh, you know what? I want to switch it up. Let's take this out and put something else in. It feels very tedious. However, which is much easier to just click on your game digitally or your movie digitally. I am saying all the right things, and I know it's very contradictory because I'm going right back to physical is better. But when you have your physical copy, no one can take it from you. Essentially, and you can always sell it, right, and get some money back.
Actually, it's not true. Somebody could take it from you, and that's the problem.
Or somebody can break it.
Somebody can break it.
Yes.
You can lose it. Somebody can steal it from you. There's so many things. And that brings you back to the old times where people are like, oh, you got it physical? Can I borrow it?
No.
If it's digital, sorry, bud. It doesn't exist.
And
this is the thing.
I have no problem saying no.
So this is the thing.
You can watch me play.
The reality is that back in the day, there was a concern about digital stuff being gone. And Nintendo has proven that because their style is so messed up. And I don't trust Nintendo to do a good job preserving.
No, they're horrible.
So I don't trust them. So for them, I actually kind of mix it where, depending on the game, if it's a game that I know I'm just going to play the heck out of, then I want it digital. But if it's a game that I'm going to play and then finish it and be done with it, then physical will be the way. But for Xbox, PlayStation,
it just relies, my last point is, it relies so much on internet. If your internet's down, then where is your stuff? You can't find it. You have to, if you have a physical copy, you say, oh, internet down? Whatever. I'll just play my game. I'll just watch my movie. But if internet is gone, if there's, for some reason, it's out, right? Mm-hmm. For those 5 minutes that feel like a lifetime when you want to do something. Isn't that incredible? Like how we take it for granted and we just use these things and it's like nothing. But if it's out for 5 minutes, you lose your mind. You're like, oh, now I want to do this and I want to do that, but I need internet for it all.
It's true. It's very, very true. That is the downside for sure.
Also, it is important to note that games that are digital never maintain value. Physical games keep their value.
Yeah, but we don't know what they're going to be doing in the future.
I do have to say that Nintendo does hold very good value. The value goes up very quickly. In the Xbox and
that's
PlayStation,
because they refuse to lower the pricing.
Good for them.
Even if the game doesn't sell.
Yes. Oh my gosh, what was that game? Mario. The one that looks the Monopoly.
Tennis?
No, the I'm sorry, the
that old one.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, I believe so. That looks like stocks. You buy stocks or something. You want it so badly.
What's it called?
Mario Fortune, maybe.
Yeah, Fortune Street.
Yes, Fortune Street. There we go.
Combination. I said Street and said Fortune. We're good.
Oh yeah, I get it. Yeah, I don't know. Like Nintendo. That's very important. Like, there's a game, Devil's Third, back in the Wii U days. They were very desperate during that time. Like, they were selling horribly. Funny thing is that some of the company's best games came out during the Wii U era. But this console sold only like 13, maybe a little more. And that was their second biggest failure. Apart from the Virtual Boy, which didn't even sell 1 million. But yeah, they released a game called Devil's Third. Now, the game was poorly received. However, very few copies were actually released. Only, I don't know the exact number, but very few actually got released. And now, the game is worth over $705 as of right now. I feel really bad for the guy who bought it digital. Because you can at least sell it.
That is true.
Yeah. And preservation is important. I think the one that people love to point to the most was the Scott Pilgrim vs. the World video game. It was a movie from back in the day. Now, during the 360 PS3 era, they released a game to tie into it, to promote it. People loved the game. Like, it was considered a great game for a licensed title. It's like, it was a beat 'em up, great music. It was like really stylish. It was like a pixelated style, but it got great reviews. However, only a couple years after, it got completely pulled out of the shop because of licensing issues or some copyright thing. The game was literally lost, impossible to play unless you bought it already. It was impossible. For so long, until only a couple years ago, they finally brought it back to modern consoles and gave it a limited run physical release, meaning that the game will forever be preserved now.
Oh, that's pretty
so cool. Yeah, it's very important.
I mean, the thing is that the copy of the game still exists somewhere, right? Like they just re-released it, right? So it was never lost. And the same thing, physical. There's only a limited amount of physical games released. So if theoretically they make 1 million physical copies and 1 million people buy them,
that's it.
There's no difference than if it was lost to time for the person who doesn't have it.
That is true.
Right? I mean, it's literally the same exact thing.
I mean,
if they remove it from the digital store to be purchased, if I had it downloaded, I still can play it. Nothing was taken from me.
No, I'm sorry. It's the value of having the game.
Well, no, that's not true. Because if I had that game on my Xbox, I could sell the Xbox with the game in it, and the value would be huge. Just like I don't know if they're still super valuable, but there was a demo for PT which was Kojima
Silent Hills
made. That was one of the scariest, best demos that was ever made. Mm-hmm. and if you downloaded it, it was on your system. But the it's gone. You can never, even if you have it, you can't re-download it.
Oh.
So
okay.
it's literally if you downloaded it, you have it. If you didn't download it, it's gone. So that's a digital item that makes the value of that PlayStation so much higher.
Well, there you go. There is value. And do your own thing, everybody. Do what you want. There's no wrong way.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, I guess that's right. But
All right,
I think that both can live in harmony.
All right, let's pick one more topic.
Okay, here's our second topic of the day. So, it's a bit of a genre switch. We're talking about video games a lot, but Powerpuff Girls is getting a second reboot, and the original creator is involved. Now, to put some perspective, back in the 90s, it was a cartoon that was extremely successful. The first 4 seasons were critically acclaimed and whatnot. However, in 2016, it got a reboot, and I saw it myself. It was pretty bad. But, now they're rebooting it, but it's going to have the original creator and follow more of the structure of the original series. Plus a story arc and, more involved characters, and it's going to have an altered name, which is pretty interesting.
Where is this being released on a network?
Cartoon Network.
Okay. So it's just like cable. It's not going to Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, great. Why shouldn't it be re-released? Especially if the original creator is coming back and making this once successful franchise, right?
Yeah.
We have Pokemon running still. We have Dragon Ball. Why not some female power with the?
Yeah, I would say that's the biggest thing.
That's
because
awesome.
I'm surprised it took so long to do it. I mean, it was one of the few cartoons from back in the day that were focused on women.
Women in power.
Which was pretty cool.
Yes, I love it.
And even looking back as an older person, it's pretty good still. Like, it wasn't just you're a kid, so you think anything's good. But, yeah. I mean, ever tried watching Backyardigans again? But,
Is there a date for it?
No. It's to come out eventually. But,
So they're working on it.
Yeah, it's being worked on. But, it's intriguing. I'm looking forward to how this turns out. I think that reboots can be good, even though it's few and far between. So, and I think I'm glad they knew when to stop. I mean, the last 2 seasons are kind of, I mean, they weren't the strongest, but, they ended it. Like, Pokemon, the first few seasons were pretty solid, but now you look on Netflix, the new series, it's kind of bad almost. Like, it's no interest at all. And SpongeBob, I think that the first 3 seasons are some of the best 3 seasons of any television show. However, after the creator left, after 4, I think 4 and up, there were some I really don't like it. Like, it might be one of the worst shows. Some of the seasons after, when I look back, might be some of the worst show I've ever seen. However, the newer seasons have gotten better, even with Steven Hillenburg passing away. I think they got a decent team now, and they're making pretty alright content now. But, I think that it's important to know when to stop, and I think that giving Powerpuff Girls another shot, but with a new direction, is a smart move. So, that's very excited.
I'm very excited. I am very happy that they're bringing it back, and if they can bring back things like Ninja Turtles and Smurfs and, all this stuff, then for sure. I know they brought back Sailor Moon, which is great that they brought that back too. So everybody's all for Powerpuff Girls.
Did they change the name?
Yes.
No, but they did change the artwork on the name. So it's more bubbly now, a bit more.
Oh, no. That's a reboot. That's a new reboot. But they're going to reboot it, and there hasn't been an official one.
Oh, there hasn't been an official one?
No, it's going to follow the original template.
Okay, good.
It's going to have a subtitle this time.
So it's going to go back to the way it looked.
All right. So, that was fun.
That was awesome.
A lot of good topics.
All right.
I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yes, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And be sure to tune in for... Sorry, what was that?
Go ahead. No, we were going to do a joke of the day or a quote of the day at the end of every episode.
Oh, joke of the day. Okay. What do you call a dog that can talk? A talking dog.
All right. All right. Joke of the of the video. There we go.
Joke of the video.
All right.
Hey.
All right. That
was fun. Okay.
All right, guys. Stay positive out there. Have a good day.
Okay. Mario Kart Madman out.